Hey guys, Shiv Haria here from Lifestyle Property People. I was just wandering along looking at some Facebook posts that we've recently put out, and I wanted to mention something to you which I thought might be important. So this video is going to be about financial disclaimers and what they mean, and what does that actually mean for us as the population who have to live with all these disclaimers everywhere. So at the bottom of any kind of investment advice or investment proposals, you'd always see like a massive paragraph, sometimes even a page, sometimes multiple pages, where they basically say, you know, although we've told you this is what could happen, don't listen to anything that we've said, it's all wrong, and you've got to make your own decisions, and nothing that we've said here constitutes the truth. Basically that's what it says. It says do your own research, here's just what we put together, but it may not be true in the future. And even when people look at past returns, so let's say for example we show case studies of previous clients, and lots of people say, oh look, this is what we've done over the last 3, 4, 5, 7, 10 years. The disclaimer then says, well actually previous performance is not an indicator of future performance. So what it says is, just because we've done this well over the last 8 years doesn't mean that over the next 8 years we're going to do the same thing. And most people just delete it, or from the memory. They don't even look at it anymore, because we're so used to seeing disclaimers and terms and conditions that we don't even bother anymore to read them. And I think, but I think they're actually a good thing. Let me explain why. So although they are saying, don't trust us, this is ultimately what they're saying. They're saying do your own research. The reason why they're a good thing, because it means that the responsibility then comes back down to you as the person that's investing, the person that's putting your money somewhere. Now, you may have heard this saying before, but no one's going to look after your money as hard as you are. So when we talk about you being responsible for it, the reason why that's a good thing is because what we're saying is you're going to do the research yourself, you're going to find out yourself whether this is a good investment, and then decide yourself whether you think that you should or you shouldn't invest. And there's lots of things to take into account. The returns vary over their time period, over their amount, and of course from time to time you need to take into account the tax implications as to when those returns crystallize. But I do think that although we have these disclaimers, they really put the power back into the hand of the individual, which is where it should be. It should be up to you to decide how you're going to invest your money and where it's going to go. Now I know of course the question is going to be, oh but Shiv, I don't know where to invest my money. That's why I'm coming to companies like yourselves and financial advisors, and let's be honest, I've made a video about this before, but financial advisors and everyone actually in the entire world is interested in their own success. Financial advisors are going to potentially advise you to do things that are in their interest as well as your interest, but they're going to say, oh, buy stock A, because maybe they get a kickback on stock A more than they get a kickback on stock B. Now I'm not saying that they're just doing that. They're not saying, oh god, it's going to be terrible for this client, but I'm still going to do it. Some people do that, but what I'm saying is that of course they are incentivized to sell specific products, and that's something that we all need to be aware of. When we are out there selling our products, we don't have any incentives with the estate agent that says, oh, if you buy these properties rather than these ones, we're going to give you more money or give you more properties. There's nothing like that with the ones that we do. But everyone needs to be aware that these incentives do exist in the real world. And what that means is that what your financial advisor is advising you to do may not actually be the right thing for you. So what does this all mean? Like I said, it means we need to educate ourselves. It means that we really need to start learning, what does all of this mean? Return on investment, gross yield, purchase price, how does the refurb affect things? Making sure that we're taking into account all the costs involved. That's why I really like the idea of using the return on capital, return on investment, as the measure of success rather than just the yield, because using just the yield, especially the gross yield, that only takes into account the initial position, so your purchase price. But what if you then have to do, say, a £50,000 refurb to the £100,000 property that you bought? The gross yield doesn't take that £50,000 into consideration. So anyway, I think the answer is start to educate yourselves, start to learn more about what makes a good investment. There's lots of people out there, there's lots of information out there. YouTube is a great resource, Google is a great resource, Facebook is a great resource. These are all obviously social online platforms that we've now got access to. Don't be the people that just sit at home and say, oh, that's not for me. I've met a few people recently over the last few months who said, oh, I'm not on Facebook. And they're not even older people, they're quite young people. And of course there's disadvantages of things like Facebook, and I don't have any Facebook shares, so I'm not doing this because I want you to use Facebook. But ultimately there's lots of advantages to being connected to other like-minded people. There's lots of information out there which is not accessible to people that are not on social media. So yeah, definitely start looking at this stuff, start learning about this stuff, and realise that your financial future is in your hands and it isn't rocket science. Hope that's been useful for you guys. Hope you're having a good day, and see you later. Bye bye.